Rootborn Chronicles, Season 4, Episode 5. Everyone has a place. The Rootborn village awakened with purpose. Hunters crossed the upper walkways carrying sharpened spears. Gatherers returned with baskets filled with berries, roots, and seeds. Builders tested ropes stretched between the ancient branches. Healers sorted fresh leaves beneath the shade of a woven shelter. No one worked alone. Every task strengthened another. Every person had a place. Earlier that morning, the great lowering basket slowly descended through the towering branches. Moments later, it rose again. Shelia stepped quietly onto the platform. One of the rootborn tending the rope smiled. "Good morning," she smiled back. "Thank you." Without another word, she continued into the village. No one questioned where she had been anymore. For everyone else, it was simply another ordinary morning. Seth and Japheth followed Caleb along one of the outer walkways. A railing had loosened during the night. Nothing dangerous. Not yet. Caleb knelt beside the damaged support. A weak knot rarely announces itself. He gently pulled against the vine. "It waits." Japheth leaned closer. "For what?" "For someone to trust it." Seth nodded, then reached for the repair rope. "I can fix it." Caleb studied him for a moment. "Show me." Seth wrapped the vine around the branch. Once, twice, then pulled it tight. Japheth watched carefully. Shelia stood nearby holding a small basket of tools. For a moment, the repair held. Then the weakened vine gave way. The railing lurched sideways. Seth lost his footing. His arm struck the edge of the walkway just as Caleb caught him before he fell. Japheth froze. "Seth!" "I'm all right." Seth tried to stand. Pain crossed his face. Shelia immediately knelt beside him. "No, you're not." His wrist had already begun to swell. Caleb examined it carefully. Nothing appears broken. He looked toward Japheth. "Go get the healer." Japheth spun around. "I'll get Mother." "Not Sheba," Caleb answered calmly. "The healer." For just a moment, Japheth hesitated. Of course, Mother wasn't the village healer. Today, someone else was needed. He nodded and hurried away. Japheth raced through the village, past hunters repairing gear, past gatherers sorting baskets, past the kitchens where families prepared the midday meal. At the far side of the central branch, an older root-born woman worked beneath hanging bundles of herbs. Japheth stopped, breathing hard. Seth fell. The healer immediately stood. Can he move his fingers? Yes. Did he strike his head? No. She gathered several healing leaves, a small acorn bowl, and strips of woven cloth. "Lead me." When they returned, Seth sat against the trunk with Shelia beside him. The healer gently examined his wrists. Seth winced. "Pain tells us where to look." She pressed another spot. "And patience tells us what to do." She crushed fresh leaves inside the acorn bowl. A cool, earthy scent drifted into the air. Japheth watched as she spread the mixture around Seth's wrist before wrapping it carefully with woven cloth. "What does that do?" "It eases the swelling." She tied the final knot and gives his body time to mend. Seth looked toward the unfinished railing. "I should finish the repair." Caleb shook his head. "Your work today is healing." Seth frowned. "That doesn't feel like work." The healer smiled. "It will when you try to ignore it." Shaliah laughed softly. Even Seth smiled. Later that afternoon, Caleb repaired the railing with two younger builders. Japheth carried tools. Shaliah gathered the broken pieces of vine. Seth watched from a nearby shelter, his wrapped wrist resting across his lap. At first, he hated sitting still. Then he noticed something. The healer moved quietly from family to family, checking an elder's breathing, cleaning a child's scraped knee, preparing herbs for a hunter returning before sunset. She did not build bridges. She did not gather food. She carried no spear. Yet every one of them depended on her. The village could not remain strong without her. That evening, the family sat together beneath the covered walkway. Japheth looked toward Seth's wrapped wrist. I thought hunters and builders did the most important work. Seth glanced toward the healer's shelter. So did I. Shalia smiled. Maybe important work doesn't always look important. Enoch listened quietly, then nodded. A village survives when the strong protect it. He looked across the branches where dozens of rootborn continue serving one another. But it becomes a people when every gift is valued. A gentle breeze moved through the canopy. Builders strengthened the walkways. Hunters guarded the paths. Gatherers filled the baskets. Healers cared for the wounded. Every hand strengthened another. Every gift served the whole. The elders would remember this day, and it would become another chapter in the chronicles of the Rootborn. If you're enjoying the journey, like, subscribe, and share. Welcome to RC Best, where stories and ideas come alive. Don't miss the next chapter. Every episode reveals another piece of the world